Hi guys, it's Tan again. So in this video, I want to talk about going back to the basics. I realized that for the past handful of videos that I post up on my channel, I never really talked about who I am. I never really introduced who I am as a photographer on this channel. Um, I w- I just uploaded a bunch of videos just for the sake of trying to attach more attention to my channel, but without really thinking through of what I want to do with the channel. So as of right now, let's talk about a little bit more about who I am. So first of all, I am Tan Nguyen. I am a photographer located in South Jersey / Philadelphia region. I grew up in Philadelphia most of my life, and I've just moved to New Jersey roughly about almost 3 years ago. And I am a diehard Philly sports fan. Yes, go Birds. I'm a huge Eagles fan, and that's besides the fact. But a little bit more about my background. So I don't do photography full time. I wish that I do more photography full time. But I do like, wedding shoots if it's booked with me on the weekends. I do a lot of family shoots most recently. And at the moment, I'm doing a local business feature with like a documentary style photo shoot in the Kensington area. And if you know about Philly and know about Kensington, it's going through a lot of drug issues for years. And in the last 5 years or so, it's been the worst it's ever been. And it's just a project about covering second generation business owners in Kensington um, who are still surviving and actually thriving in parts where people think it's no longer able to be, you know, um, livable or things of that nature. But they are thriving, and it's amazing. And if I can get permission to share some of the work that I can share, I will share with you guys. But at the moment, it's with a company called NKCDC, which is located in the heart of Kensington, and they're a nonprofit organization, and hopefully they give me the okay to share some more information with you guys in the future. So yeah, so I grew up in Philly, North Philly to be exact, not too far from Kensington. Um, Came here in 1992, I believe. No, 91, right after the Gulf War. Stayed in DC for about 3 years, and eventually moved to Philly because my uncle, who came over to America, had a sponsor who lived in Philly, and found out that we were staying in with our sponsor in DC, and he got us over to Philly. We've been in Philly ever since. Um, but uh, fast forward, um, growing up, I was always intrigued with photography, even if it's with a film camera or it's with a point and shoot, disposable cameras. Always been intrigued with cameras. And as I got into my early, my late young adult years, 18, 19, in my early 20s, I was able to work and have enough money to buy my own cell phone. And I remember the first phone that I ever got was an Android phone, which was from HTC back when they still made really good phones. I believe it was called the HTC One X. It was all white. It was from, I believe, AT&T exclusive phone. It had a phenomenal camera. And I remember just taking a phone around with me and just taking photos of everything. I remember went to a place called Longwood Gardens out in Westchester. It's a huge botanical garden that they have there. And I remember taking shots, like detail shots of like certain plants, certain landscape stuff. And I was like, wow, this is really fun. This is really cool. And then not until like when I worked at Best Buy, my coworker Bethany, who was attending University of Arts at that time, her major was photography, and I used to go and help her, you know, support her like artwork during at galleries and at fairs and stuff like that. And I was just always so interested in that kind of stuff. Then one day, I asked my mom, I said, hey, can you please help me buy a camera? I don't care what it is. And I started asking around, and my first camera happened to be a Sony a6000. And my manager at that time at Best Buy, she was nice enough to sell me a used copy of it with a kit lens for half the price of what it was sold for, which was great because that inspired me to get into more cameras. And I started taking the camera, and my first lens was was the kit lens that came with the camera. And then eventually saved up money, and I bought the 50 millimeter f1.8 from Sony, the OSS with the optical stabilizer in it. And that lens was great. I mean, there was an APS-C crop sensor. It was phenomenal. Autofocusing was great. Video feature was great. And I think the a6000 is one of the cameras that really helped a lot of new beginners become who they are today with the love for photography. So then I, started going out to places, with my friends and bringing my cameras with me, and start, learning things here and there. And I learned most of my photography stuff through YouTube and reading books and stuff like that, and just really learning to understand, composition, the different ways of how lighting works in photography, learning, the the factors of the f-stop and how ISO really works with the f-stop and stuff like that. So I pretty much, for over a decade, I just self-taught myself, and what started as an interesting thing to me started becoming a hobby. And then just about 6 years ago, that's when I started to really started to do some paid work. And since then, I've done weddings, I've done a lot of family shoots, portraits, and graduation shoots. And I'm just still continuing to figure out what I really want to do with photography, because as of right now, photography is not my full-time job. I wish it was, and that is actually my ultimate goal. Is I want to be a full-time photographer if I could. But right now, I do work in the medical field. I work in an orthopedic group here in South Jersey, and it's a 9 to 5 job. I work Mondays through Friday. And after almost 10 years with the place, it feels a little bit tiring, and I think it's due for a change. And I just want to do something that I love doing so far, and that's taking photos. Um, so then, so I just want to come across to this. I just want to do this video because, like I said, and I apologize if I stutter a lot because my anxiety is like crazy. And I stutter a lot when that happens. So a lot of things held me back in the last 10 years with thinking about making a YouTube video is my mental status. My anxiety and my low self-esteem has really, took a toll on things that I want to do in the past. And I wish that I had started YouTube sooner rather than later, in my mid-30s. But, thank you to my wife. She has been a stronghold in a lot of things that I've done since I've been with her. She's the one who's really motivated me to actually get in front of a camera, start talking, and try to get comfortable. And a lot of my videos aren't really scripted because, like I said, I talk myself out of it 9 out of 10 times, and I succumb to my own mental state, and I, just feel like whatever I put up on the channel would never be good enough. And, growing up, that was just how I felt. Growing up, I was athletic, but I wasn't great. And the feeling of always being picked last at the gym or not being picked at all really kept my self-esteem really low, that I carried all the way through college. And it's something that I constantly have to fight with. And if you know me in real life, you would think that I'm like, you know, an extrovert, or I'm not like, I'm not an introvert, or I'm just really out there because I know a lot of people. Well, I'm quite of an introvert. I force myself to interact with people, and sometimes it's hard. And with the video that I'm doing right now, it took me a very long time today, and really had a good thought to think, do I really even want to make this video, or do I just not make it at all? But I feel like in order for you guys to understand who I am, this video is definitely needed. And like I said, my love for photography is substantial. I it's the only thing that really makes me truly happy. Something about cameras, something about capturing that moment and getting the reaction of people who get so happy to see the craft and the work that I do. And I just want to say that this channel will not be a traditional style, or you know or a photography channel that you would expect any other photography channel to be. My channel is going to be very unconventional. I'm not going to have like, well, maybe I will in the future if I can have the mental status to do that, is to do some behind the scenes shots while I'm doing a photo shoot. That's something that I really want to do one day. But my channel is going to be very unconventional. It's not going to be reviews of tech stuff. It's not going to be tips and tricks. But if I do come across a tip and trick that I learned, I would definitely will share it with you guys. It's 100%. But I just want to take you guys along on like my trips and showcase what I see through my lens, and showcase some of the pictures that I'm taking or what I'm doing that day. It's more of like a vlog style photography channel sort of stuff, but I'm not sure yet. But I think that's where I'm heading towards. But if you are looking for that traditional style of a photography channel where you do reviews, I do autofocusing tasks, all that kind of stuff, I'm sorry, this is just not that channel, because I don't want to be technical in any stuff that I do. I just want to have the right stuff that I want to upload and want to share with you guys. And if if this is not something that you don't think is right for you, you don't like the vibes of it, you don't think it's interesting to you, then you know what? I thank you for even stopping by and having a listen to what I have to say. But yeah, but if you do like it, if you'd like to support an unconventional dude who's on here, then please subscribe, follow, and comment below what you guys want to see on this channel, and we'll talk more about it. Like I said, the last several videos that I put up, I just put it up just for the sake of uploading. Didn't really put any thought into any of those videos, and I just felt like I just needed to come on here and really to explain myself that there's more to this channel than just me uploading samples of photos that I took and talking about autofocus issues on Fujifilm. Not doing that. But the reason why I had the cojones to come on here and actually make this video was because I was reading this book called The YouTube Formula, and it's from Daryl Eves. And according to this book, he gave a lot of insights on the YouTube's algorithm, all kinds of like details on how to identify specific things on YouTube and how to tackle certain things to get more notice and stuff like that. As I read that, although those things are important in the algorithm and it's always changing and stuff like that, but I felt like what's more important is me getting on here and, like I said, showcasing and telling a little bit more about myself than just, hi, I'm Tan, photographer from South Jersey and Philadelphia area. That to me, that's not good enough, and I owe it to you guys to show you more about who I am and what I'm going to do. So once again, if you like to support this unconventional dude, please subscribe to my channel, follow me, and maybe we can go do some street photography with this camera right here. the beautiful XT5. I love this camera. And if you don't like this, if you don't think this channel is for you, not saying you don't like it, maybe you don't. I don't know. Then you know what? Like I said earlier, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for have a listen. On this video. In this video, Jesus, my English is so bad sometimes. I feel like I came here when I was 5. You would have thought it would have been better by now. But yeah, that's all I got for you. And if you are an Eagles fan, go Birds. I'll see you guys.